JLG Industries Incorporated, manufacturer of JLG aerial work platforms, presents JLG ProFit Series Scissor Lift Safety. The purpose of this presentation is to provide the operator with the procedures essential for proper machine operation. This presentation does not relieve the user, operator, from the responsibility of obtaining, reading, and fully understanding the applicable operators and safety manual and other information provided by the manufacturer. The Operators and Safety Manual, a safety handbook, and a copy of the ANSI Responsibilities, ANSI A92.6, should be located in the designated compartment located on the front of the machine underneath the platform controls. If these documents are not available, they must be obtained and kept with the machine. The operator of the JLG scissor lift must not accept operating responsibility until instructed by a qualified person. The Operators and Safety Manual has been read and understood, as well as having operated the JLG scissor lift under supervision of a qualified operator. In addition, the operator and employer are responsible for complying with federal, state, local, or provincial rules and regulations covering the proper use and operation of this product. If there is a question on application and/or operation, contact the Product Safety and Reliability Department at JLG Industries Incorporated at 877-JLG-SAFE, 554-7233. Before each use, a walk-around inspection must be conducted to make sure that there is no visible damage, loose or missing parts, or hydraulic fluid leakage. The Operators and Safety Manual contains a complete inspection procedure that must be followed. This inspection includes the following: the steer cylinder and linkage, the drive motors and cables, the tire and wheel assemblies, check the lug nuts and tire condition, compartment covers and latches. All components are in proper working condition. Pothole protection system, the support bar, rollers, limit switches, springs, and the links are properly secured. Descent motion alarm. The battery installation. The electrolyte is at the proper level. All cables are secure with no damage or corrosion. Note: always use proper personal protection equipment when working around batteries. The proximity switch, manual descent system, the ladder, the battery charger, rotary switch. The ground controls. The switches are operable and return to the neutral position when released. Placards and control markings are legible, clean, and unobstructed. Guardrail installation. All railings are securely attached. The platform entrance gate chain is in good condition. Platform assembly. If equipped, the platform deck extension operates properly and can be securely locked in place when extended or retracted. Platform controls. The switches and control lever are operable and return to neutral when released. Placards and control markings are legible, clean, and unobstructed. To inspect the next three items, the scissor arms must be raised and the safety prop placed in a proper position to support the scissor arm assembly. Lift cylinder, which includes the hydraulic reservoir, hydraulic pump, motor, and the control valve assembly. There should be no leaks, unsupported, damaged, or broken wires or hoses. Wiring installation. No unsupported, damaged, or broken wires. Scissor arms and sliding wear pads. Check under the machine for loose or missing parts as well as any fluid leaks indicating possible damage to the machine. Also include the following as part of the walk-around inspection. Placards. Keep all information and operating placards legible, clean, and unobstructed. Protect when spray painting or shot blasting to maintain legibility. Ensure that copies of all applicable manuals, the Operators and Safety Manual, the Safety Handbook, and the ANSI Manual Responsibilities are in the manual storage holder. Ensure that all periodic inspections and maintenance has been completed as outlined in the Operators and Safety Manual for your specific JLG scissor lift. Check the machine for unauthorized modifications. Modification or alteration of a JLG scissor lift shall be made only with prior written permission of the manufacturer. Ensure overall cleanliness. Check all standing surfaces for hydraulic oil spillage and foreign objects. You should start each day with fully charged batteries. Don't smoke or have any open flames when recharging. If there is any evidence of a problem, shut down the lift. Remove it from service and notify the proper authorities. A function check of all systems must be performed after the walk-around inspection is complete. The machine must be positioned on a smooth, firm, level surface in an area free of overhead and ground level obstructions. Read and obey all warning placards and operating instructions on the scissor lift and then the applicable manuals prior to operation. Do not operate the scissor lift until you've done so. Before operating the lift, verify that you are using the proper personal protective equipment. JLG recommends approved head protection to be worn by all operating and ground personnel. While neither ANSI, SIA, or OSHA require the use of approved fall protection devices when using scissor lifts, JLG recommends that all personnel in the platform of the scissor lift use a full body harness with a lanyard attached to an authorized lanyard anchorage point. You are responsible for complying with all applicable laws and regulations as they apply to your work and the personal protection equipment required to perform your work. JLG scissor lifts are equipped with control panels that use symbols to indicate control functions. Refer to your Operators and Safety Manual or the legend located near the platform and ground control panels for a listing of these symbols and their corresponding functions. Now complete a function check of the JLG scissor lift from the ground controls. The Power Select Switch. This is a 3-position, center-off, key-operated switch supplying operating power to the platform or ground controls as selected. When positioned to platform, the switch provides power to the platform control panel. When positioned to ground, the switch provides power to the ground controls. Emergency Stop. This is a 2-position red mushroom-shaped switch that works in combination with the Power Select switch to provide electrical power to the ground control station when placed in the on position. Pushed to the off position, electrical power is shut off to all functions. Lift Switch. This is a 3-position switch that raises and lowers the platform. The switch returns to neutral when released. Raise and lower the platform through several cycles. Check for smooth operation. Ensure that the pothole protection system properly lowers in place when the platform is raised. Ensure that the lift cutout operates properly when the platform is raised to the applicable cutout height. Check the emergency stop switch function by depressing it while raising the platform. All machine functions will be disabled if it's functioning properly. If it functions properly, reset the emergency stop switch for operation. Verify the proper operation of the manual descent system. Raise the platform between 2 and 3 feet with the lift switch at the ground controls. Locate the manual descent system and follow the operating instructions as specified in the Operators and Safety Manual and on the machine. This concludes a functional check of the ground controls. Now perform a functional check of the platform controls. Position the Power Select switch to the platform position. The maximum capacity for the scissor lift is displayed on the machine and in the Operators and Safety Manual. Know the total weight of all individuals, tools, equipment, and materials to be placed in the platform before operation. Never exceed the rated capacity. Distribute the load evenly on the platform floor. Use extreme caution when entering or leaving the platform. Ensure that the scissor arm assembly is fully lowered. Always face the machine, and use the three-point contact method when entering or leaving the platform. The three-point contact method means that 2 hands and 1 foot or 1 hand and 2 feet are in contact with the machine at all times while entering or leaving the platform. Enter the platform properly and latch the entrance chain or platform gate if equipped. Emergency stop. This is a 2-position red mushroom-shaped switch that works in combination with the power select switch to provide electrical power to the platform control station when placed in the on position. When pushed to the off position, electrical power is shut off to all functions. Set the emergency stop switch to the on position to operate the machine. Check all indicator lights during the bulb check when the power is turned on. Consult the instructions for operating the platform controls as outlined in the Operators and Safety Manual. Verify the proper operation of the lift function by raising and lowering the platform through several cycles and checking for smooth operation. Check the emergency stop switch function by depressing it while raising the platform. All machine functions will be disabled if it's functioning properly. If it functions properly, reset the emergency stop switch for operation. Check the drive function for proper operation by driving forward and reverse. The high drive speed function will not operate when the platform is raised above a certain height, allowing only the low drive speed to function. Consult the Operators and Safety Manual for the maximum platform height at which the high drive function is permitted to operate. Ensure that all drive and/or lift cutouts operate properly when the platform is raised to the applicable cutout height. Consult the specific model and country specifications in the Operators and Safety Manual to determine the cutouts of your specific unit. If any cutouts do not operate properly when the platform is elevated above the specified height, shut down the machine, remove the unit from service, and notify the proper authorities. Evaluate the steer function. Steer left and right and check for proper operation. Check that the drive brake holds when the machine is driven up and stopped on a grade. The grade must not exceed the rated gradability as stated in the Operators and Safety Manual for the applicable JLG scissor lift model. When driving with the platform elevated, the JLG pothole protection system must be fully lowered into position. If the pothole protection system bar comes in contact with an obstruction preventing the bar from being fully lowered into position, the drive function will not operate. Verify that the drive cutout functions properly as outlined in the Operators and Safety Manual before operation. Do not drive the machine unless the platform extension is properly secured in place. Do not activate the lift-down function without completely retracting and securing the platform extension in place. This concludes the functional check of the JLG scissor lift. If any of the functions outlined in this video or in the Operators and Safety Manual for the applicable JLG scissor lift model do not function properly, shut down the machine, remove the unit from service, and notify the proper authorities. Some general safety precautions must be followed during operations of a JLG scissor lift. Do not operate any machine on which the safety or instruction placards or decals are missing or illegible. Do not operate the machine until it has been serviced and maintained according to the maintenance and inspection requirements as specified in the Service and Maintenance Manual. Ensure all safety devices are operating properly. Do not remove, modify, or disable any safety devices. Modification of these devices is a safety violation. Never operate a malfunctioning machine. If a malfunction occurs, shut down the machine, remove the unit from service, and notify the proper authorities. Precautions to avoid all hazards in the work area must be taken by the user before operation of the machine. Do not operate the machine in hazardous environments unless approved for that purpose by JLG. Before operation, check the work area for any overhead hazards such as electrical lines, bridge cranes, and other potential overhead obstructions. Ensure that operators of other overhead and floor-level machines are aware of the aerial platform's presence. Disconnect power to the overhead cranes and electrical lines. Barricade floor areas if necessary. The scissor lift is not insulated and does not provide protection from proximity to or contact with an electrically charged conductor. Maintain a safe distance and clearance from electrical lines, apparatus, or any energized parts. Allow for machine movement and electrical line swaying. Maintain a clearance of at least 10 feet or 3 meters between any part of the machine and its occupants, their tools, and their equipment from any electrical line or apparatus carrying up to 50,000 volts. 1 foot additional clearance is required for every additional 30,000 volts or less. Consider all electrical parts and wiring to be energized unless known otherwise. Do not operate the machine when wind conditions exceed the maximum speed outlined in the Operator's and Safety Manual. Do not cover the platform sides or carry large surface area items in the platform when operating outdoors. The addition of such items increases the exposed wind area of the machine. Do not operate or raise the platform from a position on trucks, trailers, rail cars, floating vessels, scaffolds, or other equipment unless the application is approved in writing by JLG. When 2 or more persons are in the platform, the operator shall be responsible for all machine operations. Exercise extreme caution at all times to prevent obstacles from striking or interfering with operating controls and persons in the platform. Watch for obstructions around the machine and overhead when driving. Check clearances above, on the sides, and bottom of the platform when lifting or lowering the platform. During operation, keep all body parts inside the platform railing. Avoid an accumulation of debris on the platform deck. Keep mud, oil, grease, and like substances clean from footwear and the platform deck. Keep both feet firmly positioned on the platform floor at all times. Never position ladders, boxes, steps, planks, or similar items on the unit to provide additional reach for any purpose. Do not increase the platform size with unauthorized deck extensions or attachments. Check floor surfaces for and keep the chassis of the machine a minimum of 2 feet, (0.6 meters) from holes, bumps, drop-offs, obstructions, debris, and coverings that may conceal holes and other hazards. Do not drive the machine near pits, loading docks, or other drop-offs. Keep non-operating personnel at least 6 feet, (1.8 meters) away from the machine during operation. Do not elevate the platform or drive with the platform elevated while on or near a sloping, uneven, or soft surface. Ensure the machine is positioned on a smooth, firm, level, and uniformly supported surface before elevating the platform or driving with the platform in the elevated position. Under all travel conditions, the operator must limit travel speed according to conditions of ground surface, congestion, visibility, slope, location of personnel, and other factors causing hazards of collision or injury to personnel. Do not use high-speed drive in restricted or close areas or when driving in reverse. Always post a lookout when driving in areas where vision is obstructed. Be aware of stopping distances in all drive speeds. Travel grades and low drive speed only. Do not exceed the allowable side slope and grade while driving. Before driving on floors, bridges, trucks, and other surfaces, check the allowable capacity of these surfaces. Ensure that the ground conditions are adequate to support the maximum tire load indicated on the tire load decals located on the chassis adjacent to each wheel. Never use the scissor arm assembly to gain access to or leave the platform. Keep hands and limbs out of the scissor arm assembly during operation. Platform to structure transfers at elevated positions are discouraged. Where transfer is necessary, enter or exit through the gate only with the platform within 1 foot (0.3 meters) of a safe and secure structure. 100% tie-off is also required in this situation utilizing 2 lanyards. One lanyard must be attached to the platform with the second lanyard attached to the structure. The lanyard connected to the platform must not be disconnected until such time the transfer to the structure is complete. Do not operate without guardrails in place and secured. It's a safety violation. Do not carry materials directly on the platform railing unless approved by JLG. Always ensure that power tools are properly stowed and never left hanging by their cord from the platform work area. Never attempt to use the machine as a crane. Do not tie off the machine to any adjacent structure. Never attach a wire, cable, or any similar item to the platform. Do not allow personnel to tamper with or operate the machine from the ground with personnel in the platform, except in an emergency. This section provides information on the procedures to be followed and the systems and controls to be used in the event an emergency situation is encountered during machine operation. Prior to operation of the machine and periodically thereafter, the entire Operators and Safety Manual should be reviewed by all personnel whose responsibilities include any work or contact with the machine. Although towing the machine is not recommended, provisions for moving the machine in case of a malfunction or power failure have been incorporated. Consult the Operators and Safety Manual for the proper procedures to be used only for emergency movement to a suitable maintenance area. The ground control station is used for functional checks in emergencies only. It's located on the frame on JLG scissor lifts. The controls on this panel provide the means for overriding the platform controls and for controlling lift functions from the ground. Place the key select switch to the ground position and operate the desired function switch. The manual descent system is used in the event of total power failure to lower the platform. Consult the Operators and Safety Manual for the location and proper operation of the manual descent system for the applicable JLG scissor lift. Know how to use ground controls in an emergency situation. Ground personnel must be thoroughly familiar with the machine operating characteristics and the ground control functions. Training must include operation of the machine, review, and understanding of the Operators and Safety Manual, and hands-on operation of the controls. To shut down and park the machine, the procedure is as follows. Drive the machine to a well-protected and ventilated area. Ensure the platform is fully lowered. Shut down the emergency stop at the platform controls. If necessary, cover the platform controls to protect instruction placards, warning decals, and operating controls from hostile environmental conditions. Remember to uncover prior to operation. Shut down the emergency stop at the ground controls. Position the platform ground select switch to off and remove the key to prevent unauthorized operation. Chalk at least 2 wheels when parking the machine for an extended period of time. Charge the batteries as outlined in the Operators and Safety Manual. It's important to complete your work safely using the JLG scissor lift. In order to do so, you must utilize common sense and the information provided in this presentation, in the Operator's Manual, and the decals and placards on the JLG scissor lift. We were not able to cover all optional features and configurations in this presentation. Therefore, if your JLG scissor lift is equipped differently than those shown in this presentation or in your operating manual, contact your authorized JLG distributor in your area or contact JLG Industries Incorporated for proper operating instructions at 877 JLG SAFE 554-7233.